to celebrate Tina Coakley, and one of our extraordinary nurses, who is the recipient this month of the Daisy Award. And the Daisy Award is an award that was founded several years ago by the family of a young adult, Patrick Barnes, who died of idiopathic thrombocytopenia at Hutchinson Cancer Center. And during his illness, they were so struck and touched by the difference that nursing made in his life, at the end of his life, that they established an award that first was just there, and then it's gone national. And we've been doing it here at Iowa for about 3 years now. And we've had many, many great nurses, but none any better than Tina. And so today we're going to celebrate her, and we're going to start. Our retention committee actually sponsors this award, and Julie Oswinkle is going to read. This was such a touching. We're only going to read part of this letter. This is not unlike many of our daisies. It was nominated by a patient. And so it was a very long and descriptive and beautiful, heartwarming letter. And we had to cut it down a little bit, but we're going to read 2 pages of it. Yes, well, so
let me tell a little bit about Tina first. Tina started as a new grad back in January of 2008. She is oriented to the charge nurse role, does a great job. She's actively involved in our unit council on the floor. She's a preceptor to new hires. She really tries to get to know the patients and the families, and I think that's evident in what they have to say today. She is involved in APON both at the national level and the Iowa local level. She was a secretary for the Iowa chapter. Tina grew up on a dairy farm in Coakley. She has 7 siblings. She's number 3 of 8. She married Billy, who's standing behind there, in May of 2008, and he's a part-time police officer for Coakley and a full-time student in law school. So he's very busy too. Tina's also going for her DNP with plans to graduate in 2014 through the College of Nursing. And the 2 of them together enjoy snowmobiling, 4-wheeling, and just hanging out on the family farm. So,
great.
All right. Recently, I spent 15 days on 3 JCPW as a patient. During that time, I received great care from many nurses, although one of the nurses I had went above and beyond. Tina Coakley deserves to be recognized for her outstanding bedside manner. She first cared for me the following night after I had 4 major surgeries in one. She had to get me out of bed to take a few steps so they could clean me up. She never hesitated about doing so, but rather sat me up, put my catheter bag on her, and got me out of bed. I was still very weak and couldn't stand on my own. I remember moaning in pain as I hugged her, and she helped me walk a bit. Instead of complaining about holding me up, she simply let me rest my head on her shoulder as she rubbed my back and talked to me. For some reason, I did not sleep much after surgery and remember the rest of that night well. She came in at least every half hour, and every time she did, I had a new question for her about what had happened to me. As my mom slept off and on in the chair at my side, Tina comforted me the whole night. She never was annoyed with me bothering her. Instead, she sat on the side of my bed, rubbed my arm, and answered all of my questions.
I was also in a lot of pain and uncomfortable that night, and I remember her trying everything she could to think of to help me. My neck and back hurt quite a bit, and I remember her giving me a neck and back massage at least a couple of times to help ease the pain. My mouth and throat were extremely dry, and she was patient enough to help to keep feeding me water with a sponge. Though that was one of the worst nights of my stay in the hospital, it was also one of the best memories. The following days, even if I did not have her as a nurse, she would at least stop and say hello, which also meant a lot to me. On my final day at the hospital, I was extremely happy when 7 a.m. came and in walked Tina. And then later that night, when I was finally discharged and she wheeled me out to my car and helped me get in, I have dealt with UIHC my whole life with a lot of health problems, but I have never had a nurse like her. This is not to say that other nurses were not good. I experienced many other great nurses. Just to name ones I can remember, Danielle, Megan, Kayla, Amanda, and a couple of others whose names I can't remember, also provided great service, all in their own ways, which I will never forget.
Yay! And so the Daisy Award comes with a lot of gifts One of them is this bouquet of daisies. The other is this beautiful statue called the Healer's Touch, which the family commissions from Zimbabwe, and it actually, the proceeds go to support the local village in Zimbabwe. It's a beautiful soapstone statue. You will get a this daisy certificate, and you'll get a copy of the nomination. There's a daisy pin, there's a daisy tote, and again, this gets posted on a website nationally. The other thing which kind of came out in the nomination is that it takes a team on any nursing unit, and usually the daisy winner recognizes all their colleagues as well. And so the same was true when Patrick was in the hospital, and the family started bringing in. Patrick liked Cinnabons. That was the only thing when he was very ill. That was the only thing that appealed to him. And so Cinnabon became a national sponsor of this award. We don't have a Cinnabon anywhere but Des Moines, and so we do have cinnamon rolls for the whole team today, and a bottle of cinnamon for you. So again, this is a real tribute, and I think this is our first daisy here.
And the banner.
Oh, and the daisy banner, my God. Yes, this will hang. We got to find a place to hang this. This is a roving banner. It is our first time here on this floor, so we'll have to identify a spot, because I'm sure we're going to have many more. This is a great unit, and we're very pleased to be able to make it.